warning before going into the spoiler-filled part. So, since this is a Marvel movie, it's fitting that we should start with our Marvel guru, Eli. So, Eli, you have the floor, sir. What did you think of this?
Okay, all right. Let me start with this. I dated a girl once, and she made me a lasagna. It looked good, it was well seasoned, and it smelled great. But then I took a bite of it, and it wasn't really lasagna. It turned out to be tofu lasagna. No meat in it. It had tomatoes, it had cheese and whatnot. And I didn't say anything about it. I just left the date and got a Wendy's hamburger and learned to never trust that girl again.
Wow.
Now, am I saying that story before getting into this is because that's what this movie did to me. I was expecting an awesome lasagna
Right.
with everything in it. It looked good. We had a Galactus. We had characters. We had everything that looked good on the commercial that I saw on Little Caesars. That's the only like knowledge I had of it.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I saw the movie, I got tofu.
Tofu.
I got tofu. There's not much action in this movie at all. And that's what I kind of look for. I mean, I know you need characterization, and I know we're going to elaborate on that. But a superhero that doesn't do superheroic things, mostly through a movie, this doesn't qualify to be as a superhero movie. The characters look like they were supposed to look like sometimes, but not all the time. It's kind of like a hit or miss on that. Ooh, I'm sure we'll get into how everybody looks on there, but we'll back off of that later. And
in the
then,
spoiler section, yeah, you'll talk about there.
Yeah.
Okay.
The visuals, but then the ending of it. Wow. I just overall, if you're a fan of nostalgia. If you're a fan of saying, hey, this was, Jack Kirby, the King, rest in peace, contribution to Fantastic Four, you'll probably love the first 5 minutes. But if you're looking for a comic book movie on the level of like an Avengers or something like that, you will be slightly disappointed. So to me, it took its first steps, but the steps went backwards.
They moonwalked.
Yeah, moonwalk right into some tofu. That's how I put that.
Tofu.
Cav, why don't you go?
Sure. So I'm not as familiar with the Fantastic Four as much. And I tried to think if I even watched the movies that came out before it with the Fantastic Four. I don't think I did.
None of them?
No, I don't think any of them. Yeah, to be honest. If I did, I don't remember it.
Okay.
So it definitely wasn't memorable, at least to me. So it just fantastic. I'm aware of the Fantastic Four, but it never stuck to me. So I went into this with like no expectations. Okay. I didn't even see a single trailer. I'd forgotten it was coming out until Daddy had said something. It was like, hey, should we review this? I'm like, oh, yeah, it's coming out. No kidding. I totally forgot about that. But, okay, so I went into it like that. I didn't know what to think about it. As far as the film goes and stuff, it's kind of neat to see that kind of retro style where you had the different little windows that would pop up in scenes and stuff. So that was kind of cool. That was, just like as the art form itself. I thought that was it was cute. I don't know if that's toward the timeline. It speaks to the timeline of when the Fantastic Four takes place. Is that when they're supposed to exist? Or,
it's like almost like the general era when everything kind of started.
Okay.
That's where to put that.
Okay, yeah. And so I figure with First Steps, this is like maybe a bit of like their start in something. And so maybe this is their start in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. If I had to speak to this, it feels like this is what they're replacing the Guardians of the Galaxy with. Since the new series of Avenger movies that are coming out, with Avengers Doomsday and whatever else happens between now and then, this will be the team that teams up with whatever Avengers. I don't even know what the heck Avengers are going to pop up.
Well, I think there's like 2 sets of Avengers now. There's the Sam Wilson Avengers and there's the Thunderbolt Avengers.
So like East Coast, West Coast kind of thing.
There you go. Maybe, yeah. Civil War. Go figure.
All tied by Doom, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know.
Who knows? If you've listened to my reviews and stuff before the Marvel movies since the original just trilogy, I guess original series of Marvel
like the phases.
The initial phases, the beginning phases. I've been disappointed. How they've treated it since that whole since Endgame and whatnot. And so this is no different. I was kind of entertained, but at the same time, I was like, oh, okay, there's not really, to your point, there's not really much action happening. To put it in a kind of a sexual term, it felt like I was constantly getting edged. So it's like you'd have a little bit of action, but then you'd pull it back, and then you have a little action, and you'd pull it back, and then well, I almost went into details, but it was kind of like that.
Yeah.
Finally got a little something toward the end, but it just wasn't enough to get me there. You know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know. The movie exists. It's not Deadpool entertaining. Like that's like my benchmark now for this on this side of the Endgame Marvel MCU.
Okay, I can see that.
So it's definitely not as entertaining or as fun as that. But there was some, I guess, I don't know. There's fun parts, but I wouldn't say from beginning to end it was like yes.
I mean, I know we'll delve into it, but were you at least engaged in it when you were watching it?
Off and on. That's the thing. There's slow times where if you know edging, you pull it back and it just kind of stops, and you're just like, why?
I had never really heard that term.
Edging, really? Oh yeah. But somebody out there is like, oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I'm with you, kid.
But that's what they. At least that's what the kids are calling it these days. I don't know. But I don't know if that's what our term was.
Keeping it a buck. Apparently.
Tease, I think.
Tease, yeah, maybe that was our term. Yeah, it was more teasing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But they're synonymous, right? And so that's what it felt like to me. It's like, oh, we're getting some action. Oh no. And then, well, I'll speak more, but in the spoiler filled section, because there's some things I'm just like, why? Like, what's the deal with this? And why is this person? I don't know what her role is in the Fantastic Four as far as like, is she the main person or whatever else? But I'll leave it like I'll leave it like that. It was okay. I wasn't exactly blown away by it, but I wasn't actually exactly disappointed, mainly because I went into it with extremely low expectations, thanks to what they've done since Endgame.
My turn?
Yes.
I hated this movie. Let me start off with what I liked about the movie. It'll be brief. I did like the retro futuristic look that you referenced of the film. I did feel it was visually engaging. There have been other past comic book movies that we've seen, like Watchmen or Captain America, X-Men First Class, where these movies, the time period was crucial to the story, so you understood why they set them in those time periods. There's nothing I can think about this story where it was crucial that the time period of the Fantastic Four be set back in the early 60s, except to pay homage to that Jack Kirby classic artwork, kind of like you were talking before.
Was that what that was? Is that what they're doing?
Yeah.
It looked like a stylistic choice to me, and that's what they were doing.
Okay.
I thought that the set design, especially in the Baxter Building, seemed like a mix of a Walt's original vision for Tomorrowland and Stanley Kubrick circa 2001. Maybe even with like elements of the TVA from Loki.
Yeah.
I saw a little bit of that. So I really enjoyed seeing that. I enjoyed the 1960s New York with these futuristic touches, like monorails running through Times Square and whatnot. It made for some great eye candy. And it also led to my favorite aspect of the movie, Herbie. Herbie is the real standout of this movie for me. I walked away loving me some Herbie. He's cute. He's helpful. I like how he communicates in those little electronic chirps that he does. And they don't overuse him like a lot of those annoying sidekick characters that
like
where they
Jar Jar
just,
Binks.
Or Crypto.
Crypto. That's a good. I was thinking more like Orko from He-Man, or Slimer from the Real Ghostbusters, or something like that.
I feel you. Okay.
He had me longing for my days of my 1980s robot Omnibot. When I was a kid, I had a little Omnibot.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, it lasted for 2 weeks and stopped running. But
he was no Herbie.
No, he was not Herbie. Having said all that, walking out of that movie and gushing over the look of it, to me, that's like kind of walking out of a Pixar film and raving about the animation. It's Pixar. It's the gold standard in animation. That aspect should always be good. What about the story? How relatable were the characters? How intriguing was the plot? What was the emotional journey of the story? That kind of thing. A good story can make up for the lack of a striking visual style, I guess. But a strong, unique visual style will never make up for a bad story. And this was a terrible story. And not just the story, the characters, to me, failed to deliver on this one. And I know you said, like, we'll get to look at the characters and look, that ain't spoilers. You can look at these people and see what they look like. This movie was terribly cast.
If you want to touch that, yeah.
I'm touching, dude. This is
right.
going to be the
All right.
Tupac hit 'em up of movie
Okay.
reviews.
Go ahead, Chris Toucher. Go ahead,
Chris Toucher.
Yeah, just be like.